Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. If you guys remember, this is the Hummer H2. This was an exercise in automotive excess. I remember a friend of mine had one of these things and it was ginormous. And this thing got about 9 to 10 miles per gallon. And eventually, luckily, they retired it. This was basically an abomination. And someone decided that they would turn this thing into an EV. And so this is the Hummer EV that GM is now selling. And it is basically the anti-Aptera. It's like the exact opposite of everything the Aptera is. It is not aerodynamic. It is not light. It is not efficient. It is not good for the environment. Everything that anti-EV people say about EVs is true for the Hummer EV. The battery on this thing is 2,923 pounds. For reference, the base Aptera is probably going to come in at under 1,800 pounds. So a full 1,000 pounds heavier than the entire base Aptera, and weighs more than most small vehicles. In this case, they were saying a Mazda Miata. It weighs more than a Mazda Miata. The original Hummer H2 weighed about uh, 7,000 pounds, and this thing weighs about 9,000 pounds. So it is the EV version of this thing, and it is also a exercise in automotive excess. Now, that being said, it looks cool, and it has lots of cool features. Um, it has this thing where you can take off the roof and turn it kind of like into a Jeep looking thing. And it has this mode where it can lower the suspension lowers and raises. So if you want to go fast, you can lower it, and if you want to crawl, it can raise up, and it does the crab walk. It can move diagonally. So lots of cool features. Wow, they did the reason I decided to take a look at this thing is I happened to run into this out of spec reviews range test, and I don't know if this picks up on the screen, but basically they went a distance of 318 miles and pulled 213 kilowatt hours out of the battery. Now the battery is 213 kilowatt hours, and then if you do the calculations on this, it's 670 watt hours per mile. That's in comparison to Aptera's calculated 100 watt hours per mile. So an Aptera will go 7 times farther, or is 7 times more efficient than this Hummer EV. And if you this 213 kilowatt hour battery pack, which weighs almost 3,000 pounds, is enough battery to make 9 base model Apteras. So for the amount of batteries you're going to make to fill one Hummer EV, you could make 9 base model Apteras that have a range of 250 miles, which is almost the same range as this thing at 318 miles. So I just I just can't believe that they're making this thing. It's like a big middle finger to everything. Let's make a car that weighs almost 10,000 pounds, is 7 times less efficient than a very efficient EV, has such a large battery that that the amount of embedded carbon in this thing is ridiculous. It's like an EV that is worse for the environment than pretty much any gas car out there, no matter how much you drive it. Almost, you will essentially never pay back the carbon debt on this battery pack, because not only is the battery pack huge, the thing itself is so unaerodynamic and uses so much electricity that the amount of carbon emissions just from running this thing will probably be more than almost every gas-powered car out there. So I think it is a technological tour de force kind of, in that they can make this 10,000-pound car do crab walks and accelerate 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. So in that way, it is impressive, but in the total amount of just excess and craziness that went into this thing. It's unbelievable that they made this thing. I can't believe that someone made this thing. But then again, it is America, so I think that this will attract a certain subset of buyers that just want the biggest, heaviest thing out there. And I guess this is the car that you want. For what you're getting, the price is actually not bad. It's like a little over $100,000 to get this much battery. It's kind of amazing that they're able to sell it for that. I'm guessing they're losing money on each one of these things, even at that price. But yeah, I just happened to run into this video by out of spec reviews and realized after doing this calculation that it's 7 times less efficient than an Aptera, and that was just mind-boggling to me. They actually filled it up, and it cost over $100 at the Electrify America charging station to fill this up. At home, I calculated if I charged it at home with my home rates, it would be about $80. That's in comparison to about $20 for a Model 3 to fill up, which goes about the same range. So it is just an insanely inefficient vehicle. Um, but I guess certain people are going to be interested in it. In fact, the guy that runs the out of spec reviews, he wants one. I think he's going to buy one. And um, it does have a lot of cool features. All right. Well, I was just so flabbergasted when I saw this that I just had to make a video about it. Tell me what you guys think about this thing. Would you buy this thing? Um, and do you think that this is a vehicle that should be built? All right, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Uh, Thanks as always to our supporting members, and have a great day, everyone.